Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories, hotties, and constant disappointments, naughties. Here are your hosts, Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe.
Hello, my name's Michael Beck.
My name's Hicks.
And I'm Dwight Slappe.
And since I won last week's hottie in a landslide Instagram poll, I get to pick both the first hottie and the entire category for our number one hottie this week. My category, boys, prepare yourself for it. The hottiest U.S. state. And the obvious hottiest U.S. state is the state of Virginia. And not just because I live here, although my living here helps a lot. And there's a bunch of bullshit about like the Old Dominion and the birthplace of presidents, all of whom were very racist. The least racist one, I think, was probably Thomas Jefferson. So there you go. But Virginia's beautiful. We have all four seasons here. We have the beach. We have the mountains. We have one metro area that no one likes, which every state has to have, which is the Hampton Roads, Norfolk, Virginia Beach kind of area. We're close to our nation's glamorous capital. Richmond's a super cool city. The Blue Ridge Mountains are beautiful. The economy is good.
I'm glad you brought up Richmond. It was the capital of the Confederacy, right?
Let me check my notes on that, Dwight. Let's see here. Oh no, I'm sorry. The history of Virginia only goes back to the year 2009. When 2009. It did vote for Barack Obama twice, so that's
didn't we all?
Yeah. Virginia, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Sometimes Daddy's brain has to rest at the beginning of the podcast.
Just a reminder, this is Beck's category. Completely forgot about it. Completely checked out.
My only hope is that this is as memorable for the listener as it is for me.
Now, I just finished living in Maryland, Virginia's neighbor to the north, for about, 18 years. And I'm going to have to disagree. Virginia's okay. The traffic sucks, especially in Northern Virginia. It's a nightmare going down 95 through there. It's just terrible. I think that's why I have a bad taste in my mouth. Nothing personal. Some very wonderful people in Virginia, some very cool restaurants and businesses, but the traffic kills it for me. It cannot be my hottiest state. Just the sheer fact of that traffic right through there. Can't do it. George Washington Parkway is nice though. Whenever it's not being under construction.
Slice, are you choosing Maryland?
No, God, no. I wasn't ready to transition into mine yet. If we wanted to talk, what's your vibes on Virginia, Dwight?
Virginia, the few times I've visited the great state of Virginia, twice to visit Michael Beck, so it's got that going against it. And once to go to Colonial Williamsburg, also bad.
Oh yes.
A school trip, so
Me
that
too,
left a bad.
yeah.
I've seen a few nice concerts in Charlottesville. That's a nice little
Charlottesville's
college
great. Yes,
Mhm.
Stanton's great.
Charlottesville's awesome.
Stanton's awesome. Wolf Trap, amazing venue. Go see shows if you live in that area, or even if you don't, go there in a couple hours. Go see show Wolf Trap. It's great.
I feel I don't want to give Virginia credit for things that are metropolitan DC.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tyson's Corner sucks. I'll take that away from it, and that's metropolitan, DC. But
As a resident of the Commonwealth, I actually demand that Virginia receive credit for things in metropolitan DC. I've also got to say one more thing about Williamsburg, which is, again, in Hampton Roads, which is obviously the worst part of Virginia. My wife and I were in Williamsburg for, I can't even remember what anymore, but there was a barbecue place in Williamsburg that had a sign that said, "Ribs for her pleasure."
Man.
And those people should win capitalism, I think.
It's a compelling argument right
That's
at the end, trying to hook us in.
You know what? If I had to pick, well, I guess I do have to pick because Beck's in control since he won last week. My hottiest is going to be New Mexico. Have I ever been there? No. But doesn't it seem hot?
Bold choice.
Because, I mean, it just, from my outsider's perception, in my mind, that is the hottiest. You got all that turquoise jewelry. That's awesome. That's pretty hot.
It's going to be huge one day. It's going to be huge.
You've got all those deserts. That's pretty hot. And most of all, if United States Postal Service stamps have led me to know anything about New Mexico, it's hot air balloons. And that's hotness defined right there.
They're also famous for their green chilies, right? Green chilies are huge in New Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah,
delicious.
Yes. Cow skulls, that's hot decor right there.
Cow skulls are hot.
Yes,
I'm glad
hot
you said
decor.
it.
I have one. Well, it's artificial and it's from Target, but it's hanging up in my sunroom. But I think it looks cool. I think that's hot. But yeah, I really love New Mexico. It's on my bucket list, but looking forward to my hot times in New Mexico when that time comes. Have either of you guys been to New Mexico?
I have not.
I have been to New Mexico. I went to a wedding in Albuquerque, which is a cool, fun, lovely city. And it's a shame that Breaking Bad was set there because Albuquerque's awesome. We had a lovely time going to our friends Sonny and Monique's wedding. The listeners all know Sonny and Monique, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And
As long as they've read the literature.
The pamphlets I've been mailing all of the listeners every week to bring them up to speed on all of the canon of the show. But it was a lovely wedding on the campus of, oh God, now I'm going to embarrass and anger the people of New Mexico. I can't remember if it was the University of New Mexico or New Mexico State. I don't know, whichever one's in Albuquerque. Had a bunch of cool Spanish mission style architecture. It was very beautiful. Good
yes,
state.
The architecture. Good point. That's another thing that's big time hottie vibes from New Mexico. All that sweet architecture. And armadillos. Although, did you guys know that armadillos are soon going to be in West Virginia?
They're coming our way.
They are.
They've been creeping.
Wait,
for a
what?
while.
No.
Yeah.
You've probably already got them somewhere around Virginia.
Right. I guarantee it. Yep. I even saw people, I mean, I trust Facebook comments. Someone said in West Virginia they actually have already seen some armadillos. So there you have it, man.
Is this birds aren't real? I'm so confused.
No, this is legit. They're migrating.
Armadillos are
north.
creeping northwise.
Yeah.
So are they an invasive species, or is this a climate change thing, or what's?
Beck, think of them as potential pets.
Right.
That's how you should think.
They carry leprosy, I've been told, so that's not cool.
Yeah, but it's the good leprosy.
Leprosy is the worst disease to carry.
Everybody's taking Ozempic to lose weight. What about good old-fashioned leprosy?
Drop some love handles, drop some arms. What's the difference,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Armadillos. Really, I had no idea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I'm glad we gave you something else to worry about.
I don't actually like how big are armadillos? Are they like the size of a cat? Are they smaller than that?
It's as big as the aquarium you put them in. If you put them in a giant thing. So you can ride some of them if you have an aquarium big enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been pushed into a corner to defend West Virginia, since we've all spent significant time here as a great state. And it is a great state, full of great people, friendly people. that are continually voting against their best interest. So I think they get dinged a little bit for that, but I was going to pick New York because New York City, it's a cultural hub. You have Buffalo, invented the buffalo wing. It's close to Canada. If you want to get away, you're right there. You just got to cross the falls. But I'm going to stick with West Virginia. It's affordable. We have more cryptids per capita than any other state.
That's hot.
Shout out to the Mothman, the Flatwoods Monster, Sheep Squatch, the Grafton Monster, the Snarling Yowl. All are great cryptids. And I Beck, you've said it on this podcast before. So many great hot dog places. So
exactly.
So, this is a sidebar. I know the new pope is not from West Virginia, but since he's from Chicago, I bet the pope has eaten a lot of hot dogs, right? Like,
so
way more hot dogs than other popes.
But with pickles on them.
Good point.
Yeah. Oh, see, I love a Chicago-style dog. I think they're great.
You would. Well, you were raised Catholic. It makes sense.
I think West Virginia is a great choice too. So, I mean, it crossed my mind to say it.
Because I'm not even sure if it's a great choice.
Well, I mean, we got some great people. They got good hearts. They got haughty hearts, but they don't have haughty informed decisions when it comes to, some things, hey, at least it's not Florida. No one's wrestling alligators up here or anything.
That is our state motto. West Virginia. At least it's not Florida.
In my travels, when it comes up that either, I went to school in West Virginia, or that West Virginia is my home, adoptive home state, or that my lovely wife Crystal is from West Virginia, the response that people almost always give me after a beat is, I hear that West Virginia is very beautiful. And my response is always, it is in the parts that people haven't fucking ruined. Because, West Virginia is very beautiful, except for the parts which aren't. And oh heavens, oh no, not those parts.
Dark hollows, giant spiders, Trump flags.
Oh, yeah.
I will say I love West Virginia, but I loved West Virginia more when I lived in Huntington. You see a lot more blemishes when you live in Charleston. I saw a stupid social media post about a map of West Virginia, and it called Huntington. It was had little nicknames and little jibes at different communities, and it called Huntington the San Francisco of West Virginia, and it is the closest thing we have.
Yeah. They're both port cities. They're both founded by Spanish explorers in the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Lured me away from the nation's capital, that thriving metropolis. Now, this is all I wanted. Come back to these Golden Gate bridges that lead to Ohio and Kentucky, and they're
very similar vistas when you cross over into Ohio than when you cross the Bay, San Francisco.
Every time I cross over, I just hear the Full House theme going, and it just warms my heart. Bop-de-bop.
And Portsmouth, Ohio is exactly like Oakland.
No arguments here.
No one's going to understand why that's funny, but it's funny.
Born and raised. All right, time for number 2. My homegrown hottie this week, since I'm not forced into, picking my hottie estate, is going to be a little video game I've been playing recently called Blueprints. For those of you who like to dabble in video games, I cannot recommend this game enough. It's fantastic. It's very casual. It's not high intensity or anything. If you like things like escape rooms or anything, it's a role-playing game. Basically, I believe it's your uncle or great uncle passes away, and he in his will leaves you his estate, and he has this magical house that has 45 rooms in it, and basically you play through it and you decide you're trying to work your way through this grid, this 9x5 grid, to get to the antechamber, to get to really the 46th room. And if you manage to do that, you take the estate. You can claim the inheritance. There are a lot of puzzles. Every room is very different. There's just little mysteries, and there's just so many layers to it. You gather these tools and things like magnifying glasses, and you can discover all these little secrets throughout the house. And basically every day when you wake up, the house is different because you get to decide. But it gives you an option of 3 rooms. So when you walk through a door to try to get to the next room, you get to pick one of 3 rooms. So it could be a boiler room. It could be a sauna. It could be a gymnasium. It could be the dining room. It could be anything. You get to decide. But every room has some mysteries in it, and it just keeps going day by day. Now I'm
What do you
looking
play
at you
this thing
guys.
on?
There you go. You can play it on your computer. You could play it on your PlayStation. You could play it on your Xbox. Any of those. I think if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, a certain level of it, it might be included. I'm playing it on the computer, so I have it on Steam. It came highly recommended from several friends, and I'm glad they did recommend that because it's probably the best game I've played in quite some time. Whether you want to play for like 30 minutes or 3 hours, it's the perfect game for it, because you could just say like, I'm going to go through a day here, and your day could be pretty short because you could get some pretty shitty rooms and you could get trapped in there, because it's not always guaranteed that you'll be able to complete like a room, basically, or have a doorway facing where you need it to go. Like if you're like, I need a
Right.
doorway that faces north so I can progress up north to try to get to the antechamber and unlock the 46th room. And if not, well, you call it a day, you go to sleep, and you wake up the next day and hope for either some better luck or some better strategy. But there is strategy to it, and it's just really fascinating, like these little clues and mysteries. There's a whole backstory I won't get too much
Sounds
into
like
for
shoddy
spoilers.
architecture.
It
Well-
sounds like the Winchester Mansion, right? That house with the stairways that lead to nowhere and the fake doors. And what it actually sounds like, though, Slice, is it's obviously a political allegory. So you have an elderly rich uncle, so that means he's evil if he's rich and an uncle, with a 45...
All uncles are evil. All uncles are evil. This is good. This is important canon.
all uncles are evil. Hey, Uncle Alex, if you listen to the show, not you. I love you.
I don't trust him.
But well, I mean, he's evil, but I still love him. A 45-room mansion. 45.
Well, it might be if you don't get that many
what
rooms.
other evil uncle is associated with the number 45 in our country, who is constantly looking for 46, which may or may not happen, depending on whether you, the lazy American, is willing to do the important work of winning the game.
Sounds like it should be called Red Print.
Funny enough, there's a book in the game that is called The Red Prince. Wow, you guys have opened my eyes.
I've already beat this game, Slice.
You have?
I haven't even played it, but I've already beat it up here. It's all up here. Got my own console called the Old Noggin.
Dwight
Any
Vision.
game that touches on dead uncles, Dwight is just right there.
Locked in.
I feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I get so excited.
That's his Fortnite. That's some people.
I'm just
build
building
walls
things with
and-
dead uncles left and right.
Yes. Which dead uncle am I going to choose today? I don't know. I've got a choice of 3.
Would you describe this game in video parlance? So is this a roguelike? Is that what this is called?
Wow, I'm quite impressed. You didn't just Google that, did you?
No, I've Googled nothing about Slice. All of my knowledge about this game comes from you. Yeah.
Now you both have to
Wow,
explain what that means. I don't know.
Well, Beck, you do the honors since you use the term.
So what? It's basically a procedurally generated game where, well, as in this game, you're in one room and you solve a puzzle, and then when you move on to the next room, there are lots of, I don't know, variables that factor into what the room looks like. Like, it's not a set map where the house always looks the same in every game, but things are created by, I don't know, the microchips somehow.
Yeah, every round or every play is just completely up to chance and completely different.
Yeah.
So,
Beck, I think I got it despite you using all that very technical lingo. But you said a key word to me, which brings me to you said procedural, which brings us to my hottie, which is the Law and Order franchise. Chunk chunk.
yes.
As we say. I find it very comforting that for 30 some years now, I can turn on one of 6 channels on my YouTube TV, and there will always be an episode of Law and Order on.
Never
I'll
fails.
see the beautiful warm face of Sam Waterston welcoming me home.
Or if you get lucky, Michael Moriarty.
Oh, thank you for the old heads out there. Shout out to the OGs, the Law and Order OGs. But it's great. You don't have to know what happened the episode before, and you don't care what happens in the episode after. It's a nice little pocket universe where there's a crime, and hopefully some justice happens at the end. You got some law, and you got some order, and in there somewhere is Baby's dad, and he's just arresting people.
Baby's dad.
That's right. That's what I call Jerry Orbach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Waterston.
Jerry
is the
Orbach.
treasure.
Jerry Orbach is also. I'm guessing listeners who know who Jerry Orbach is will already know this, but
It better be all of them.
Was an accomplished song and dance man who was in the original cast of the Broadway show Chicago and had a great voice.
I do want to make sure I'm broadening this out to SVU as well.
Oh no, Dwight, don't do that. Don't do that.
What, you don't like SVU?
I'll tell you why. So as both of you boys know, and as many of my uncles would agree with, as I've aged, I've really become a joyless scold, and I've really started to think.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
I've started to think more critically about the media I consume, and I think SVU. I don't like that everything that who's the handsome cop guy? Not
Stabler,
Hargaday, but the dude
Ice-T?
Christopher Maloney.
Christopher Maloney. Yeah. His character especially is always doing illegal shit, but we're accepted to believe, oh well, he's always fighting the bad guys, so it's fine. I don't know. I've become less comfortable with the lesson that teaches me. Like I said, I've really become a joyless scold. I'm just the worst.
Obviously, you haven't been keeping up because Stabler has not been on SVU in over a decade regularly, and he went away.
Oh.
But he came back when New York needed him the most to run their organized crime unit. Law and Order Organized Crime, only available on Peacock now. So what are they doing over there on Peacock? I don't know. Stabler's gone crazy.
Time to re-up
Chonk,
my
chonk.
subscription.
Really a shout out to the whole Dick Wolf universe, because he brought us all those Chicago PD, Chicago Med,
Fire,
Chicago
yeah.
Fire, Chicago Pope. Now it's crazy. Sorry, I had to work that joke in. We're recording this the day the new Pope was announced, and I haven't seen anybody make a Dick Wolf Chicago Pope joke, and I had to get it out. I had to.
You're the first.
God. Oh, somebody will have done it. Clumsier than I have just done it out there.
By the time this airs, yes, it's probably been out there on
it's
X,
on Threads.
Blue Sky,
It's
something.
definitely
Threads.
on
It's
Threads.
definitely Threads. That is Threads material right there, 100%.
Oh, Christ, what is wrong with me today? Jeez. Okay. Boys, my homegrown hottie this week, and this almost feels like cheating a little bit, but it is mine, my wife's adorable Labradoodle puppy, Coco. And the reason for this is Coco has protected our house recently in a video that I'll share on, what's the social media network I use? Blue Sky.
I'll put it on Instagram too.
Okay, on Instagram too. We had what I can only describe as a Godzilla appear on our porch. It was, I don't know, like a 4-foot rat snake. And Coco has her sort of, we call it her dog patrol station. We have a glass paneled storm door that she likes to sit in front of during the day when I'm working, and she, occasionally woofs at her enemies, who are old ladies that walk past with strollers, or sometimes a leaf floating by, or sometimes nothing. But the other day it was a fucking snake. And Coco made a sound I had never heard her make before, which was a very deep gruntle. And you have to imagine a Labradoodle puppy doing this. Like, she doesn't make scary dog noises. She's this fluffy teddy bear of a not wolf. And so I raced to the door, to see the Godzilla on the porch, and it was frightening. Fortunately, my wife Crystal was also home, so she was able to protect me and Coco from the snake. And and we have this horrifying thing that lives under the holly bush that's right next to our front door. I get to think about that every time I enter or leave our house, or would think about that if obviously we didn't immediately burn the house down and move to a new house. So
I'm glad it's still alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
your house. Yeah.
Gone and got your one of your selections of hose, I guess, to use it, hose or a spade. Or,
I will say in the video you will hear me tentatively asking my wife, should I go get a shovel? Right. And my wife saying no.
Yeah, the way she dismissed you on it was that was my favorite. No. The video did remind me.
And like, what world are we living in where I'm battling Godzilla? Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad Coco tried to protect you in her own little way. She's a precious dog. Mm-hmm. Having met Coco, I was absolutely floored that they now teach dogs, you have a button that you put on the door that the dog presses to tell you it needs to go outside.
Yes.
That's remarkable to me. Yep. I have cousins that couldn't do that growing up.
I have a friend, she's a piano instructor, and she actually taught her dog, she had like this like little baby piano, and the dog would come up and hit the keys on the piano when the dog would want to go out. So I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't as fancy as
that is
button,
very
but,
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. I should also add that obviously Crystal did most of the training of the dog to be able to
Yeah. I think that goes without saying. I'm glad you're okay. I know you don't fuck with pests. That's one thing that you do not handle.
Yeah, no, and really, actually, snakes and things, I'm okay with. So I mean, knock on wood, but so far, no sort of insect really bothers me. What does really freak me out are mice and rats. I do not like rodents.
And that's why you leave that snake alone, because that snake will make sure you don't have to deal with mice and other rodents.
You have to name that snake.
Yes. That is exactly what my professional teacher wife told me. See, the snake eats the varmints that you're afraid of. So therefore, using the transitive property, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. The snake is your friend.
Beck has now ordered snakes in bulk.
I traveled to New Mexico. I got a hot air balloon, and I'm just dumping crates of snakes onto the city.
This is going to be a great episode of Law and Order.
Local pervert drops snakes on town.
Man, they always got to mention the pervert thing. They think they'd let it go after 12 years. You don't even go to that park anymore. Let's move on to naughties. My naughty is very personal this week. My naughty are the personalized bottles and cans of Coca-Cola. The ones that have names written on them.
Yes.
I'm in my mid-40s now. Never once have I seen a can or a bottle that said Dwight. I was at Home Goods today, and they had a whole cooler of these guys. And let me just give you some of the names that were available. Avery, Macy, Brooklyn, Chloe, spelled like the Kardashian. Like, what did I do? What?
Well, you were at Home Goods first off, and those names are definitely that Home Goods demographic.
My girlfriend needed a purse bowl. Now, please ask me what a purse bowl is.
Is it a bowl that you put purses in, or is it a bowl that you carry instead of a purse?
It's a bowl that you dump the contents of your purse into so you can change purses. Which I just learned about this week. I'm guessing she just learned about this week. That's why we had to go to Home Goods to purchase a purse bowl.
I've got a lot of those. They're just called big ass bowls in my house, and they're underneath the kitchen counter, and you can just pull them out, dump it in, rinse it out real quick, and you're good to go.
I asked her if I could make nachos in it, and she was very angry.
I'm also pretty sure that my wife and Coco are at Home Goods right now as we're recording this.
I'm shocked I didn't see Coco's name on one of these damn bottles.
Coco loves soda. No, don't
decaf.
Don't give dog. Take it from your friend Michael Beck, listener. Don't give dogs soda. It's not good for them.
The #1 veterinary podcast in the world.
It's crazy, Dwight, because I've found like 5 bottles that say Slice on it, but you just got to go to the right place.
I'm so glad you got to. I was gonna work my way around the Slice joke. Talking about your embarrassment of riches with your name being Justin and Matt and Slice.
And yet Slice is the one I keep finding out there. No Justins or Matts. It's wild. It's mostly because I find mine at like the BW3s. I go back there and, I got them in the cooler and all those slices. Yeah, I actually at Kroger, probably about a month ago, I was standing in line and I saw, my son Kevin, he has a girlfriend and her name's Nicole. And I happened to see, shout out Nicole. I know our #1 listener out there. We're huge, the middle school demographic. But anyways, I saw Kevin was on a shelf above, and then the shelf below was Nicole. So, dad duty. I put the bottles together, took a picture, sent it to Kevin. I said, hey, there you go. Send that to her. You're welcome. And then so he does that. And then when I get home, he's like, oh no. And I was like, what? He's like, you can see your reflection in them. And I was like, oh no. Oh, well, maybe she won't notice. Oh crap. I say it's not super obvious. Luckily, I don't think she did notice, but yeah, if you just, you could definitely see my bald head standing like a goon there in freaking Kroger, taking a picture of freaking Coke bottles. So you're welcome, son. A father's love is unconditional.
This is the episode where we're all coming out as villains in a Law and Order episode.
Oh no, the soda pervert struck again.
Oh God, there he is again. He was here for 3 hours last Wednesday.
But Slice, if you won a soda bottle with your name on it, you should just do what I do, which is write to the chairman of the board of the Coca-Cola Corporation and say, hi, Ralph, I would like a Coke bottle with my name on it. And he'll say, oh yeah, of course, my dear friend Michael Beck, I'm happy to give you a bottle with Michael Beck on it.
That's all it takes?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You guys were in that secret society together. It really helps if you have those connections.
Right.
Yeah,
Their love for polar bears.
We were in the secret society. I mean, the secret society was destroyed in the incident, but that's, yeah.
Completely related, last year I did check to see if Bort was available as a personalized license plate in West Virginia, but it, of course, is not.
I know the person who has the Bort license plate in West Virginia.
What?
And I happen to know that, yes, it is my friend Jesse. He is formerly was a professor at West Virginia University. He's moving to the United Kingdom, so that might become available.
There you go. This is your chance. You just got to check it every day.
That DMV pervert's at it again.
He's crashing our servers.
Checking every minute like they're Taylor Swift tickets. My naughty this week is my adorable puppy Coco. And the reason for this is, well, I'll explain to you. Dwight, Slice, transport yourself in your mind back to, I don't know, like 3 days ago, right after your wife has made a beautiful tray of enchiladas. Delicious enchiladas. And you have the enchiladas that day, and then, they sit in the refrigerator overnight and get good. Everything absorbs the flavors of everything else. And then and then they sit for a day, to rest. Then that third day you go, I'm gonna eat the end of the enchiladas, and you get them out and you warm them. You warm them in the real in the toaster oven, not in the microwave. Like, you take the time to put them on a thing that can go into the toaster oven, and you put them in there, you get them all toasty, and you get them out, and you put them on the counter to cool, and you go do, I don't know, whatever it is you do during the day, and you come back, and you find that this dog has nibbled around the entire edge of the enchilada, ruining it for human consumption. I had been dreaming about that enchilada for a day and a half.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's just calculated.
Time, boys. I probably would have eaten those enchiladas.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the things the dog licks that I touch.
Yeah. He's new to the whole puppy business. Give him a year or two and he'll be eating that enchilada in no time. Because this is not going to be the last time Coco is going to mess your food up. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pull any punches here. There will be many more casualties of things that you've just been like, oh, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Oh God, it's on the freaking floor and there's the dog licking it. Nope. All right. It's going to happen more. Now, what I will suggest is that, sure, you're not going to cook it in the microwave, but when it comes out of the toaster oven, you don't set it on the counter. You put it in the microwave to chill out for a bit, and they're safe from the dog's reach. So that's
It's a dog
pro
safe.
tip. It's by dog safe. So
I'll also say, I'll let the listener in behind the curtain. My wife and I don't have a microwave. Everything goes into the toaster oven because it makes life more pleasant if things are warmed up.
Well, Auntie
da. Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Why did we make not owning an appliance fancy? Why did we do that?
So mundane, those radioactive waves. I know they're not really radioactive, but it's, those
That's
frequencies.
true. Yeah, you would think that the microwave should be like the most sophisticated thing in your house,
Right.
like micro-wave. That seems like a weapon in the 50s that, like, Dr. Sinister would be using on Superman or something, but
Right.
in your house. But instead, it just kind of makes everything you warm up in it a little gross and mushy. And I don't know.
It's good for some things. It's it's the only way I've ever had a Hot Pocket. So there's that.
I have never had a Hot Pocket.
What?
Well, it's time for our first viral video.
So. Well,
we need to do an unboxing video of Hot Pockets.
All
Our
right.
internet just crashed for all three of us because of this idea.
It's too much.
As I was saying, Beck, we have to do an unboxing video with you and Hot Pockets. And you have to try them.
Yeah. What flavor do we get them? I think there's only one clear choice.
It's pepperoni pizza.
Oh, okay. I guess there was two choices there.
What were you thinking?
Meatball, like the meatball marinara. Wasn't that one? Or isn't there?
I mean, that is one. But
yeah.
Do you think of that as the most iconic Hot Pocket?
I think it's up there with the pepperoni. I mean, it's certainly not like chicken and broccoli, but I don't know. I like the meatball myself.
No.
I like both.
Are Hot Pockets are they all savory flavors? Is there like an apple pie or like a cherry
Those are called
pie
toaster
or
strudels.
something?
Yeah, toaster strudels. Come on, man. Okay. I became aware that they have breakfast Hot Pockets now.
Ooh.
I don't know how this became the Hot Pocket segment, but anything to get Beck to eat a Hot Pocket on video. Which I'm pretty sure you can make in the toaster oven. So we all win, in a way.
Ooh, what if we could get a spinoff called Hottie Pockets? Right? We get to pick out what goes inside. Look, what if we could get a sponsorship from Hot Pockets, but they'll be Hottie Pockets, and we will get to pick once a year. Here's the new Hottie Pocket for 2025. It's gonna be carne asada. I don't know, something delicious. Reinvent the game.
I want to taste this before I commit to being the new face of Hot Pockets. I mean, God knows I've slapped my name and face on all kinds of shitty merchandise in my day to turn a quick buck, but I do like to at least know what I'm supporting before I become a sponsor.
I want to do a taste test, though. I want to do one that's made in your toaster oven and one that's made in a microwave to see which you prefer, a blind taste test. And
see which one Coco eats first.
Yes. See which one Coco chooses. So we'll get 2 packs, so that'll be 4 total. And yeah.
We don't have to do the math on air, Slice. We don't have to do the math on air. That's for R&D.
I'm just so excited.
Yeah. For R&D. I was wondering what this $400,000 item was on our budget.
Well, we got to buy freezers for the Hot Pockets back. They don't.
And we need men with lab coats and German accents to do the testing. It's all very expensive.
All right, so my naughty this week is going to be something that I just cannot stand, and that's litter. That's right, litter. Come on, people, do better. You know what? So I'm walking my son to school, and my wife and I take him every morning, and it's just you never know what you're going to find. I found Crocs, like a single Croc. I mean, that was a kid's Croc, so I can understand that. But
Oh, that baby went to heaven.
God. Anyways, straws.
Too much.
Cups.
Okay. Now I can't talk about dead kids on the podcast.
This is brought to you by Law and Order and Hot Pockets. SVU. Yeah. So, cups, there's everything. Cigarette butts are the worst. Come on. All right. If you want to smoke, that's your business. Do it, whatever. But don't just flip the cigarette butt down there. I know it's somewhat of an inconvenience, but it's more of an inconvenience for you to throw that damn dirty thing on the ground, And cups, people just throw, especially like places that are just really heavy traffic, they'll just throw things out the car. Odds are, wherever your destination is, there's a fucking trash can. Why don't you just wait, throw it in a goddamn trash can, and do us all a favor, Chief? Or recycle it, Recycle, trash, either one. Go for it.
You're getting awfully angry there, Greta Thunberg.
Hey, that's right. They have stolen my childhood, and I'm here to reclaim it. It's single tear rolling down my cheek as I walk to school every morning to drop my son off. But
you posted pictures of you and your lovely wife Autumn picking.
I didn't post those. Autumn posted those.
Oh no, of course, yes.
Not me. I don't post.
As soon as I saw
Slice
them,
doesn't go onto the internet.
No. Too much litter on the internet. I don't do it. Never.
Can't do it.
Can't.
No.
Too much litter on the internet's a title. That's a title.
He can't use the internet. He's too busy trying to get out of this 46-room mansion.
That's right. Take away from my blueprints time.
I saw those pictures online from some mysterious person, and my first thought is, "Oh, that's great." I probably wouldn't do that. It's probably,
yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a good thing to do.
It's kind of a game at this point. It's kind of fun. Like, I hold the bag. Autumn has the grabber. Autumn's my wife, in case I haven't mentioned that before. She'll take the little grabber, pick up trash, whether it's cigarette butts, cups, lids, Four Loko cans. A lot of those out there. Surprise. But they pick them up, and we'll throw them in the bag, and we usually fill up at least one or two bags every morning. We try to vary our route. It's kind of a fun game, and sometimes it's almost like an I Spy. I'll be like, oh, you're missing one. There's a rubber band over there. We got to get that. So
I think I would have to use the grabber. The grabber seems like the enticing bit, the fun part.
It is.
Exactly. It makes it fun. Rather
Maybe
than
someday.
Disgusting, where you have to touch someone else's garbage.
I'm a robot that hates litter.
Maybe someday I'll get a chance to use the grabber, but for now I'm just the bag holder.
You've got kids. Why can't they be the bag holders and you all get two grabbers?
Well, my oldest son is too cool to walk anywhere with us, and then my youngest, we're dropping him off at school, so I'm just a bag man, guys. I don't know.
If you cared about litter, you'd pull those kids out of school.
I don't know. I feel like I'm doing the world a favor by leaving them in there, or at least myself one. So,
well, Slice, I think that's nice that you and your wife do that. And when you said that you had posted, or excuse me, that Autumn had posted video, I was envisioning like you were just taking images of the litter on the ground and sharing those. It didn't even occur to me that you would be picking up the litter. And
oh, that was a hard day of documenting litter.
God, savages out here.
What do you mean pick it up? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can see doing that. Picking it up, huh?
Dwight, when you have an exhausting day of just leaving your toaster oven on to burn up energy with nothing in it all day, you don't want to have to go outside and take pictures of litter. And you certainly don't want to have to pick it up.
Oh, enough of this radical environmentalism. let's go over last week's poll, shall we? It turned out that your boy Dwight, well, I won. I won the polls. Breakfast food soundly defeated coupons and mayonnaise. As a matter of fact, I know we're just getting started, so there aren't, an overwhelming amount of votes, but I think it's important to say that breakfast food soundly defeated coupons and mayonnaise, which got 0 votes. Not one vote for mayonnaise.
Dang.
And then parking lot etiquette defeated hot sauce and a papal conclave.
Bullshit.
And it was all about even on our naughties last week. Neighbors, cryptocurrency, holes in socks. So that means I'll get to choose the first segment topic next week. How exciting. How could that possibly go wrong?
Oh, no.
The pressure is already crushing my chest.
What's your second favorite state?
In addition to being a leading medical and veterinary show, we're also a geography program.
That's the show, everybody.
Have a great week. We look forward to you listening next week, please.
Good night, everyone. I love you.
Thank you for listening. This has been Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories and constant disappointments, as hosted by Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe. Editing and production by Michael Sullivan. Our theme is Handel's Entrance of the Queen of Sheba for two oboes, strings, and Continuo allegro, as performed by the Advent Chamber Orchestra. Crystal Howe speaking.